because I've just landed in the country from Johannesburg, where we do model laws. We do model laws that guide Africa's parliaments. Africa has African Union Commission, which is AU. It has the African Court, AU Court, and then it has a third arm called the African Parliament, which is called Pan-African Parliament. I represent Kenya in Pan-African Parliament. We are 3 MPs and 2 senators. Senators being Honorable Denson Mungatana, Honorable Professor Kamar Margaret, Honorable Mukami Rahab, Women Rep Nyeri, Honorable Esther Passaris, Member of Parliament, Nairobi, and Honorable Majimbo Kalasinga, who is seated here. So that is the league in which I play. I've come back yesterday, and there are some array of issues I want to address because they are of concern to us. One, I've stepped in the country to realize there is a lot of insecurity. We have a lot of violence, particularly and to come down empirically to Chwele Kabuchai ward. We have a high rate of goonism in Chwele Kabuchai ward. And for information, Chwele Kabuchai ward hosts this member of parliament for Kabuchai constituency, yes, but this ward hosts me, and this ward also hosts the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Moses Speaker Wetang'ula, my boss in parliament. Ironically, we didn't expect to have a lot of goonism in a holy ward that has raised up serious people like the Speaker of the National Assembly and the Majimbo Kalasinga Member of Parliament for Kabuchai. And fortunate or unfortunate, this goonism scientifically look like is planned. A specific political party carrying out goonism. A deputy party leader of Fort Kenya, a lady who spoke clear live on camera that mipini itatembea in Kabuchai ward, which is the by-election of where we lost one of our own, Mheshimiwa Barasa Muhongo. We are going for a by-election in Chwele Kabuchai ward on 27th of November. For the last 1 month and more, where this deputy party leader, who spoke these bad words that actually we shall have violence in Chwele Kabuchai ward, has never been arrested. She has never been called by the DCI. She has never been interrogated by anything, any organ that deals with security in Kenya. What does that leave us with? That's why I'm saying this goonism in Kabuchai is scientifically planned. She was speaking this to the delegates of Fort Kenya. And she was speaking in a home of another deputy party leader, Honorable His Excellency Kenneth Makeo Lusaka's home. The governor of this county is a deputy party leader as well. Words that were spoken in that home she has never been called to go and write a statement. While I've been away in Joburg, I don't know if it was unfortunate for a person I respect so much. A person who I want to refer to be my mentor. A person who we should emulate. The Speaker of the National Assembly spoke in vernacular in his own home, Namuyemba Kandui. He called very reasonable people, called the delegates of Fort Kenya. They are well dressed in the party regalia. My speaker chose to speak in vernacular. My good speaker, Honorable Moses Wetang'ula, whether you spoke in vernacular, you can't get away with it. You can't get away with this. We can even interpret French into English. We can interpret Jaluo into English. We can interpret Kikuyu into English. I want the security organs to interpret the speech of Honorable Moses Masika Wetang'ula when he addressed delegates of Fort Kenya in his home in Kandui. In the essence, what he said is, during this by-election of 27th of November, Majimbo Kalasinga, we shall reach the election kama amevuka. Sijui kama ni kuvuka kwenda mbinguni ama kwenda Uganda. Na kura zitapikwa hapa Twele Kabuchai ward, where I am a voter. I have a right to vote. How does he think that I don't have a right to vote? I should be either in Uganda or heaven, or where he meant. Can he come out clear and tell Kenyans what he meant by saying atavuka ngambo in vernacular, in my language, Bukusu, my party leader? You can't get away with it. It must be explained. And I'm asking IG Kanja to quickly call for these clips and sit and analyze word by word, interpret word by word, and come to tell Kenyans if Majimbo Kalasinga is safe or not. If the candidate who is not a Fort Kenya candidate on the ballot is safe or not. Speaker chose to use a village delegates meeting to discuss the issues of a member of parliament and what he does in the parliament. In vernacular, he spoke about what I do. He brought me so low that I poorly do my work on the floor of the house, according to him. I do not dispute you, my party leader. Maybe you are right, but maybe we are not on the same side of the schools of thought. When you want to analyze what Majimbo has spoken in parliament, Mheshimiwa Moses Masika Wetang'ula, you are my speaker and you have records at your disposal. My first statement in the parliament was I rejected the finance bill of 2023 because actually fuel, when you increase fuel, you are touching on every part of life. I rejected the finance bill. That is the first thing that I did wrong according to you. Secondly, I went to reject the finance bill of 2024, where Gen Zs died. We had a lot of bloodshed. I said no to it. Because when I went through the finance bill, I saw that the burden with which Kenyans are on currently does not allow our country to add more burden on it. Thirdly, my party leader, I want to address you because you addressed me. I've chosen to address you in English because you addressed me in Kibukusu, which will be interpreted. The third thing I rejected in parliament, my party leader, is I rejected the leasing. Your word leasing, me is called selling of Nzoia Sugar Company. You told us that you are leasing Nzoia for 30 years. To a person who is 40 years or 50 years, 30 years more is like selling because he will die before it comes back. And you have not disclosed to Kenyans the agreement, the contract of lease. Maybe after 30 years, he will again extend another 30 years. Or maybe after 30 years, the factory will be dissolved. We are not telling us. Nobody knows that contract, my brother, my party leader. You said, and the agreement, and it was, I've never seen in this country, where the sale of a very, very important item in an institution like Nzoia can be sold on a weekend. The chairman was harassed to come and hand over the factory on Saturday. What was it so bad that you rush and have it on Saturday? When now I went to address the issues affecting people who voted for me, the farmers, you told me that the farmers will be paid all their dues. Up to now, as I address this media, farmers have not been paid their money. Workers have not been paid their salary, and on top of that, as if adding insult onto injury, they have been given letters to vacate Nzoia company. In other words, they have been told their contracts are done. The Indian who took over Nzoia sugar, who bought Nzoia sugar from government. I want my brother, my party leader, who addressed me in vernacular, to ask the president, because he's a friend to him. On the same soils of Nzoia, the president told us that Rai will either go to heaven, go back to his home, or do what? Or go to jail. Now, the man who was supposed to go to heaven, who was supposed to go to jail, or who was supposed to go back to his Indian country, is the one who bought it from us in Nzoia sugar, from the soil that the president was speaking. What ironical could that be? You want your member of parliament in Majimbo to be clubbing and be a choir master to a person like that who doesn't respect his own words? I'm not a type, my party leader. I've chosen to address this issue. You addressed it in vernacular. You are very clever. You chose where Kibukuzu can be interpreted into English in a matter of a second. That is why I've called here this day to address and ask issues. So if I protected Nzoia sugar, if I said the finance bill is bad, if I talked against CPC, where a teacher does not understand CPC itself, you are even asking themselves how exams will be done. The ministry is still confused on how to run CPC, whether it's in primary or secondary. CPC, a program of junior secondary, which must have it. You see, according to us, CPC, they call it, we have junior secondary in primary. What do you call that child who is in primary? If you call him a senior secondary, and it's the headmaster of a primary school is the one heading that institution. 80% of the teachers who are teaching on junior secondary are on contracts, while the system is permanent. Those are things when Majimbo asks in parliament, he's against Moses Speaker Wetang'ula. My brother, my elder brother Moses, I have respected you so much. You know that very well. There is no single day I have called a press like now to address Moses. I have been respect him so much. Even after this press statement, I will still respect you so much. But I will kindly ask you to respect me. I am elected by the people of Kabuchai for a term of not 6 years, only 5. Give me my 5 years. These voters will come back again and decide who to give this Kabuchai constituency. But I will be on the ballot. If they choose Majimbo, well and good. I want to thank one good friend, Mheshimiwa Wycliffe Wafula Wangamati, for coming out on press and asking Moses Speaker Wetang'ula to tell Kenyans what he intends to do with Majimbo and my life and my security. Such are friends who stood with me when I was in problems. He stood up and asked him, surely if you say Majimbo must go across, atakufa ama ataenda kufanya ni Uganda. That is not my home. You can see my home here. I don't have such a home in Uganda. I don't have another wife in Uganda. I'm like Kibaki. I have only one wife here. I am not going to Uganda, Moses. I am going to be here and vote. And I will vote on 27th. And I have my mother here who is old, who will need to vote. I have my wife who will vote. I have my son who will vote and my daughter who will vote. So we have around 7 votes in this home. We are not going to buy fear on this 27th. We are not going to buy fear. Nobody is going to threaten anybody. Election will be done peacefully. I want to give a comment on this, the IG Kanja, that he read on the newspaper that Majimbo Kalasinga goes to the newspaper and writes that he is having a contest between him, Moses Wetang'ula, and Majimbo in the by-election of Kabuchai ward. If indeed it is my party leader, then it is funny. How can you, a small boy called Majimbo Kalasinga, according to you, compete to you? Ask the people, ask what is wrong on the ground, not me. And secondly, my party leader, I am not a journalist. I am an MP. I sit with you in parliament. I don't sit in the press house, the media center, you know where it is. If you tell me that I read news, I don't understand you. The media move on the ground by her own independently and research and write. Unfortunately, we want to give IEBC the first litmus test for Kenyans to trust you, IEBC, the new chair of IEBC. You must perform in these by-elections correctly. You must diligently give out the best results so that we can believe you for 2027. This is your acid test. If a candidate gets 20 votes, announce 20, not 21. If one gets 200 votes, announce 200, not 199. We are measuring you from this. 27th of November is just here. And I'm telling you, I will move. If things don't go the way they are, I'm known by the same Moses Wetang'ula for moving petitions. I will move for your removal. But let's wait. Let's give you a chance, Mr. Chairman. We believe you are a bright. When I watched you through the interview, I was impressed when you are being interviewed. And your name came top. I thanked you. I congratulated you. But as the first exam, paper 1 comes to you on 27th of November. That one, you have to tell us. We delivered him as president. We did. We worked hard. We gave him a lot of votes from Bungoma. He's the president now. Where is our 30%? When Majimbo Kalasinga is demanding for 30%, I am not asking by bleeding. I am demanding because this is our house. This is our government. We don't have another government that we will come so that we say shall benefit. Those lorries, Mheshimiwa Wetang'ula, wewe uko karibu na rais. Because nikisema unasema mimi niko na tabia mbaya na rais. Wewe, tunaenda kuandikisha sasa wapiga kura. Tunataka utuambie wapi lori zitasimama, watoto waanze kuingia. My boys are ready kuingia kwa hizo lori. Wakati wanaenda kuandikisha polisi, tunataka utuambie soko gani, junction gani, primary gani, ward gani, malori zitakuwa zimesimama. Na sio malori za kubeba mahindi, malori za green za GK. Sichukue vijana. Na ni nyinyi vijana mwenye mndekana kupanda kwa hilo lori, mnaenda na wale again wenye wanataka kumpea kwa lori kumwambia enda pikana kwa matanga. It's unfortunate. By the way, I don't blame my youths for even having those things kwa matanga. I'm telling you, some of the leaders don't want our kids to go to school so that they can be able to get a cheap market of people who can throw stones. I am saying that on 17th of November, 18th of November, 19th of November, and 20th of November, I'm going to give bursaries to schools, secondary schools in Kabuchai constituency. I'm going to give out bursaries. I'm giving out bursaries because I want us to take our kids to school so that when someone wants a person to throw stones, he will not find people here in Kabuchai who can throw stones. Amo ya Majimbo Kalasinga, kumutu kwa MCA katika Chwele Kabuchai. Nataka mtu mwenye mimi nikitoka asubuhi hapa, tutakuwa tumeongea naenda kupelekea watoto wangapi basari. Nataka MCA mwenye atapita hapa kura, akuwe wa kuniuliza asubuhi, Mheshimiwa MP, umeamuka namna gani, uko na project gani, na mimi niko na hii tuweke pamoja watu wetu waende mbele. Nataka mheshimiwa mwenye atatoka hapa kama tuko swala nyeti la sumbua watu wa Chwele Kabuchai, apeleke katika assembly, aongee Kiingereza on the assembly. Watu ya Chwele Kabuchai kuwe represented. Na huyo candidate is no other than Eric Wekesa. Where are you? Buka, I give you my blessings. As the area member of parliament, this now, for people, wale watu ambayo wamekuwa na wasiwasi, wameuliza maswali mingi, mbunge wa Kabuchai ana nani katika hii kinyang'anyiro? Pia my party leader was asking me akipika mafumbo. I know where you are watching. Now know that I have a right to support Eric Wekesa, who is an independent candidate in this election. I'm just doing a repetition because somebody will ask me, and you are in Fort Kenya and you are telling us that you have Eric Wekesa. Yes, ask Didmas Barasa. When he was in UDA, he came here during a by-election and supported a Fort Kenya candidate for senator. That one you know. So I am just doing a replica of what Didmas did. And I did not see Fort Kenya complain that Didmas is coming to campaign for us. This is the candidate we shall work with. And my candidate, in my home, you have come to ask for a vote.
Yes,
I've agreed, I'll give you my vote.
Thank you.
In my compound, I have a mother, very old.
Yes.
I have a wife. And I have two firstborn and secondborn. They are eligible to vote.
Yes.
I will move with them to Sikusi Primary School to go and vote for you.
Thank you.
And how I pray that you conduct your peaceful campaign. When you are approached with Mipini, please kindly go back to your vehicle and go to your place. Don't fight back.
Thank you,
Fighting back will ruin your reputation.
Thank you.
I know you. You have been a student leader in a university. You have run for this seat for more than 3 times. You have been coming number 2. I want to pray for you this time round. I will support you and we shall move to. We don't have much money.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Wakazi wa Kabuchai. Kwanza mimi nimepata furaha moyoni getting vote number 001 of this constituency. This is not just a vote, Mheshimiwa. Apart from the ones you have counted, I know Rine Nebabandi nje no bakusima. So I will just want to thank the media in English for 1 second. Then I thank my people in my dialect. What you have talked about covers up to my side. I want to appreciate you for being a big brother, for taking care of issues, pushing us. I'm strong, Mheshimiwa. I've faced situations worse than these ones we are seeing because we are out to fight for a better society. I want to thank you for always standing with the people. You are my mentor. You have mentioned your mentor. I want to mention my mentor here. My mentor is Majimbo Kalasinga. People should know that. And you are a mentor because of the way you do your thing, the way you run bursaries, the way you take care of people, the way you do structures in schools. For the first time, Kabuchai, including my alma mater, Busakala Primary School, kuna gorofa kubwa huko sana, Mheshimiwa. I think I can. I want to address that issue because, Mheshimiwa, while you are in South Africa, 2 of my friends, you have mentioned them, one called Levi, another one called Robin, were arrested. And they were not arrested by the police. The surprise is that they were beaten before people by people in green uniforms and capes and frog-marched to the police. When the public got interested to know what was happening, the police lied that they were taking them to hospital. Of course, I talked to the OCS, is on record on my phone, telling me that we have taken them to hospital. I went to BCRH, Bungoma. I did not find them there. I was informed that they were passed there and taken to the cell. I was shocked because they were supposed to be admitted because one of them had an injury on the back. Alipigwa na mpini na chuma. Robin. Levi akona amevunjika meno moja on the left, yet they were in police custody. I don't want to go so much into it because sababu najua wamepelekwa hata wako kotini because wamewekwa tangu Ijumaa. Now leo tumelazimisha tumeenda kwa ODPP with one of the mwanahabari yako hapa. Kufika kule wakaona kuna media, wakahangaika kidogo wakasema wapeleke kotini. The surprise is that kucha kwa la mkoti, and I want to speak in both because I will repeat a little bit in because let me just say in Kiswahili. When we reached the court, we were informed that they have been booked in court, yes, but there is no charge sheet. So what is happening ideally is to scare people from working with me. Wanakushika, wanakupiga, na wanakusomea. The few who have not been arrested, I have reported that Bachana Wabola Basa Zimbabwe, they tell the parent, you will bury this one. So tomorrow, I don't have anybody working with me. As I talk, the driver I have is from far. He doesn't know what is happening. If he discover today, he will run away. I'm left with my own brother, Myananifuata. But Mzuri anajua gari. He is now sometimes acting as security and a driver. Because everybody has been threatened. We want to say this. Ekura inoechwele Kabuchai. Sisi wote ni watoto wenu. Whoever is doing that, because he said, walisinoza sichata, olakolanga papa, ewo maina. Fwe bana bo. Fwe sibisa bana bo. Papa Moses. Na kupeleka kwa matanga kuheko watu. Gava anachukua hiyo pesa peleka hospitali. Watu wetu wako kwa shida. They are sharing beds. When I go there on 27th, najua nitakuwa nasukuma hizo. Lakini kabla nikuje, gava anajaribu hii pesa kidogo ambayo tunatumia kwa matanga na kugawa watu. Mheshimiwa, they are giving 3,000 to a vote ya MCA. Haba ana chere buchitaruba andu befwe. Na abe kulire chechire. Edispenser eri amwala am canteen. Na kwa myaine abaka kulire. Sikira zabalanga eswe buzere changata. Na wola yo 1000. Nola bana mundu akwa 200 musabe 800 no momo na chindi chiri wae. Sikira abaza kale recho zita. Owana zipande abakuwelefu. Bala kulanga bipande no mbika munju. Bana bale bajendizi baleja bakhezi. They will come to greet you. We know you. Stop buying IDs. Na wazula kuze zipande wakuzia hakio. Wele kama balinde nesima mheshimiwa. Nataka kuongea kwa Kiswahili kidogo kwa ile IDs. Wanaenda kwa maboma where we are strong wakinua ID. ID moja shilingi 1,000. We know the ones doing it. We have the names. Some we have even reported. Na nyinyi mkiendelea kutumiwa kunua IDs, ndo haki ya mwananchi isijulikane. Ndo haki ya mwananchi isikue. Jeni hizi wamesema watawatembelea. Na unajua kuwasalimia pia si mzuri. Sasa muache hizo vitu, msinunue vitambulisho, na wewe pia usikubali kuuza kitambulisho, maana utakuwa umeuza masomo yako, umeuza barabara mzuri, umeuza afya yako, na umeuza future watoto wako. Wewe habari ndio nako. Thank you.
I've had several wars from the same person. In fact, several wars from the same party. The reason why I've had wars is that I don't agree with what the party agree with. Like I never agreed with the finance bill. And I asked them, what was the party position? Nobody communicated to us. And again, a member of a party assists you only kuenda bunge. Ukifika bunge, you use your brain, you debate, and you vote. That's why we're members of parliament. That's why I want an MCA who will go to the assembly and not vote what he is told, but vote what he has seen on the ground. This man here. So according to me, this last war you are seeing, the one that is increasing, in fact, it is just got another notch higher. But I've been fighting this war, and this one you know, you know very well, that actually I've fought this war for long. They were from the same party because there are things of the party. I don't support government frustrating Kenyans. And unfortunately, that Fort Kenya is in the government. That's why I get the war, my brother. These issues I'm going through. And after I win the election again, I'm coming for a party leader position. I want to be the party leader of this party. Yo kiti yako ndio mimi nakujia. That is the thing, but I'm a diehard. That hiyo swali nimeulizwa nataka kuijibu properly. Mimi niliingia Fort Kenya. Mimi niliingia Ford 1992 na Masinde Muliro na John Barasa Mujasha and the team. Nikakuwa Ford, ikakuja ikafunjwa into Fort Kenya and Fort people. Wakati nilikuwa university, I was in Fort Kenya. Sisi ndio tulikuwa vijana ya Wamona kijana. Moses Masika Wetang'ula, my party leader currently, my speaker, the speaker I respect, he knows that Wamona kijana aliniita Okinga Odinga House, Nairobi. By then it was Okinga Odinga House, ambayo Fort Kenya ilikuwa inakaa. Akaniambia Majimbo, saidia huyu na vijana wa Sirisia constituency, saidia Moses Wetang'ula ni wakili. Atanisaidia makeses mingi because sasa he looks like he's a comrade. Nikaenda kusupport my first function was to go. Nikatoka Nairobi straight to Rwandanyi. Nikapata Moses Mbasika Wetang'ula alikuwa Rwandanyi. Alikuwa ameenda kupeleka mabati ya Rwandanyi, ilikuwa imebebwa. Moses, if you remember. Nikafika hapo ukanipea, nikaongea, nika-address Kenyans huko. Nikasema nimetuma na Wetang'ula na Wamola kijana. I remember, Moses, you are wearing a red coat. Go back to your wardrobe and check. Red coat. Nilifika hapo na the late Peter Kokonya. You remember very well. So, when I was in Ford, I moved to Fort Kenya. I am still in Ford. And Mheshimiwa Moses knows very well. He knows now here on media that Moses told me in 2002 that Moses at Majimbo, where are you? I was in Mwenge House. It was in Mwenge House, Majimbo Kalasinga, Peter Kupepea, Wanjala Welime, the late. You see, they were the ones heading NAC, N-A-R-C. You remember well, Moses, you gave me 12 names with the 12 certificates, to write certificates for 12 councillors in the Sirisia constituency. From Rwandanyi, from Mr. Honorable Kaita, Mohamed Malikisi, Rosemary Hisaluia. You know them. Mheshimiwa Nyanya, for this one. Here. I wrote 12. And the certificates wakati niandika nikazimaliza sote 12. Nikiwa Mwenge House. Nikakupikia simu. Nikasema nipe nani. Ukasema teremuka hapo chini. Pea mtu anaitwa Meshak Wekesa Museveni. I gave 12 certificates to Meshak Wekesa Museveni for 12 councillors in Sirisia constituency. Kwani nilikuwa kwa chama gani nikiwa hiyo wakati hiyo? Mwingine anasema Jimbo alikuja jana. Mimi nilikuwa kwa chama wakati hiyo. I have a lot of history. Sisi tulikuwa tunafanya mikutano. Na huyu ndicho wako hapa. Huyu ndicho ameumia na chama. Tunatafutwa na tulikuwa tunatafutwa na KANU. Mlikuwa tunafanya mkutano tukitembea. Yaani you call for a meeting, mnakuja watu 20, mnatembea mkifanya mkutano because mkikaa chini mnashikwa na KANU, watu ya KANU. KANU youth wings. Tulikuwa natembea tunafanya mkutano, so you are the secretary, you are making minutes as we walk, this one says as we walk, tumaliza mkutano, then we disperse. That's how we're doing meetings. We need this, the democratic space we're enjoying now cannot be frustrated to us. We brought them. We worked hard. So that's where I am. So if the question has come rightly, I'm going for party leader after this election. Yes. What Ekwena Yemurusiva is what I don't understand, my brother. Because I cannot be elected by the people of Kabuchai and follow Ekwena when the voters have told me the finance bill ni mbaya. When the voters wameniambia Nzoia wasiuze. When watu wameniambia hapa CPC inatuumiza. When watu wanalia hapa kwamba SHA haifanyi. When nimeambiwa barabara lami kutoka Mhwea kucha Chwele yenye nilipikana rais ya kuja hapa alone, wamepikana vita wakamtoa hakukuja. You know that. You have that in record. So Ekwena Yemurusiva, I don't understand it. And let me tell you, by the way, I would rather be a good leader for 5 years. Kama Ekwena itanitoa initoe. I don't matter, but I will be a good leader. I will do the right thing for these 5 years. Do the correct thing. Hata siku moja nikitoka Kenya hii, watasema mtoto ya Majimbo yako wapi? Baba yake alituongoza vizuri. Some of these people are eating from the name of Wamola kijana who made good legacies, and then they are gaining from them. Who want to associate with a person who killed Kenyans? They want to associate with Masinde Muliro, Wamola kijana, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. These are fighters of this. So I will do the right thing. I think what you have said is the undoing. I will call it, this is my best doing. Let me do it correctly so that I don't care. And you see, I also have a problem. I always go with my voter opinion. When they tell me this is the right thing, and I consult. By the way, I consult before I make a decision. I really consult. I consult the youth, niko na wazee, niko na wamama, niko na professionals, walimu, and I have very good media relations. You guys wengi wako mnajijua. I consult before I do something. So it is not my undoing, but it's a good character. You must also see that after this Ekwena Yemurusiva, because Chikwena chifuichanga, who will be there again after Ekwena? That is a good question. Yes. So I think it's very